Hey there, Dark Star here. We are on, I don't know, leg 5-ish of the New World Tour. We are here in Keflavík. And we'll be flying to Venice today in the Phenom, I do believe. So we've got, wait, no, we're not going to Venice. Where are we going? Venice was the old plan. Now we're going to Stornoway. So we're making a shorter hop, is what we're doing. So not Venice. I apologize. So we're in the FBO here. We've got the Phenom sitting out there in the rain. It was a beautiful morning. And now it is no longer morning. And I had a very bad experience. And I made a whole video about it. So I posted it, a little tutorial video on what not to do in the Phenom. And it looks like we would still be in that same situation. So we can see the little flags are going that way, which means the wind is coming from the back of the plane, and that will cause you to have a hot start. So I set out here to start the thing for, I don't know, a while. Oh, that is cool. It's got a whole body dappling from the rain. I don't know if I've seen anything else do that. Apparently there's something where you're also supposed to hook this up, or else the nose will, the landing gear won't retract if you don't do that. So we are going to make sure we do a pushback. We'll push back out here somewhere before we get going. But I have learned my lesson. Close it up until our guests arrive. All right, we got. So I got this thing called Glass Out. I was about to try and drag this window over here. I can't. It's on another computer. But Glass Out's pretty cool. It lets you pop out. It can find, like this is the EFP Touch, and I can open it over here. So I can do it like that. So I have a window, which isn't all that new by itself, but it will also stream any of these things to another device. So over here, like I have my Garmin Touch, which is not showing anything right now because the avionics aren't on, so they're black. But you get the idea. So I'm trying it out. There's a free version that will put heavy watermarks on your images, but you can make sure it works before you buy it. You could kind of use them that way if you really had to. I think it's an unlimited trial as well. Anyway, yeah. So I got that. That's kind of cool. All right. It is very quiet in here, I think because of that. Oh, maybe not. Kind of weird we can't hear the rain. I've not seen the rain effect in here. So that's looking pretty cool. It's got a little bit of a wind effect even though we're sitting still and the wind's blowing the other direction. Drop should be going down that way, I would think. Okay. Apparently there's a bug. Don't change this. I don't know about that. Make sure everything's on here except for that one. All right, pre-flight, everything is okay for now. Unfortunately, because I was having issues, I was like, well, maybe I need to reload the engine, so I've lost my hours on the engines. I'm gonna see if I can get them back though. Let's see. All right, so Stornoway. Little hop, skip, and a jump over there. All right, this morning the QNH was 1002 and now it's 1021. And it's raining. All right, so lower that down and put that up. And get rid of packs 1 and put them in pack 7. Cargo 330 pounds. Just make sure I find that's acceptable. That looks like an acceptable amount of fuel. We have more than that right now. So we're gonna go with, I wish you could just sink it. Okay, we'll do our best there. So that's about the fuel we have now. We're just gonna leave that fuel in there. All right, let's get the security cones out and the red carpet. Yes, we are gonna load here. And then we're gonna push back. I'm gonna try a battery start too. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, I don't really want to change the fuel, so I'm just gonna do that. I think it just changed it a little bit maybe, but I'm okay with that. All right, passengers are loading. And what we're going to want to do is, I think, only get battery 1 on when they show up. And then we're gonna have to do a really fast cockpit setup. I think after this morning I had some pretty good practice, so we'll see how that goes. Why do I have no sound though? 9 minutes? You're kidding me. Okay, I'm rather inclined to just skip that. Sorry. I want to do it real time, but I'm in a little bit of a hurry today, so let's go with everybody's loaded. Why can we not clean the cabin? I'll have to clean the cabin in a minute. Wow, everybody's extremely unhappy. I guess because the cabin's dirty. There comes the sound. Really? We can't just tidy up the cabin? Okay. Ah, shoot, I forgot to start. Say intentions. SkyOps Phenom 750 Delta X-Ray would like to pick up a VIP transport going to Echo Golf Papa Oscar.
Give me a minute, let me see what we've got. I'll get back to you in a minute or two.
Guess we can always get someone to push over a
Phenom
GPU.
750 Delta X-ray, SkyOps. Hey, we got a short notice charter that needs to get moving right now. VIP is a renowned celebrity chef, Mr. Gordon Flambe. He's heading to a high-profile culinary event at Echo Golf Papa Oscar. Make sure the chef and his entourage are comfortable. We're sending your crew over now. Expect to be airborne in a few minutes.
TAWS system test, okay.
Okay, here we go. Look behind you, look behind you.
Good evening, Captain. We're getting everyone settled and the luggage loaded. I'll let you know when we are secure and ready.
Clearance, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. We'd like to pick up our IFR clearance to Echo Golf Papa Oscar.
Clearance on request. Stand by. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Keflavík clearance, cleared to Stornoway via the PIXUM 3 Bravo, departure runway 10, initial climb to 4,000, departure on 119.3, squawk 6252.
Cleared to Stornoway via the PIXUM 3 Bravo departure, runway 10, initial climb to 4,000, departure on 119.3, squawk 6252, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, read back correct. Ground will be on 121.9er.
Ground on 121.9 or 0 Delta X-ray. Okay. Keflavík ground, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, request push and start.
Lead flight attendant, along with my fantastic crew members Siobhan, Liam, Fiona and Cian.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, push and start approved, face west.
07, heading to the beautiful Stornoway. Now, if you could kindly take your seats as per your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage either in the overhead bins or under the seat in front of you. That would be grand. If you need any help at all, don't hesitate to grab one of us crew members. We're here to make your journey as smooth and enjoyable.
Push and start approved, face west, 0 Delta X-ray.
And let's get ready for a fantastic flight. Jesus!
Indeed. Okay, that's on. Get the shutoff valves on, pumps on auto. Signs on. Let's get some lights on. Cockpit lights, emergency. Bring that up. We'll go ahead and get the inspection lights on. That's good for now. And all right, let's start. Let me just sanity check everything here. We're gonna need a minute on that, and then as soon as we get the engines on, we'll bring that up. Let's get those going first. Batteries are just barely good enough, so let's give it a crank. All right, we have a good start. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna bring this on. We're gonna bring these up to high. We're gonna warm people up here. They're freezing. Bring that on mode auto. We're all good there. Start our tests. All right. Welcome everybody on board. All right, over here we want environmentals.
Pause system test. Okay.
And then here we want
Traffic. System test passed.
Map. Looks good. Check the procedure. PIXUM 3 Bravo. No arrival. We're gonna come in visual 18. I think. Just gonna import these and double check them. 175, 350, 350, that looks right. Fuel on board sync, center of gravity is good. Weather sync, runway, takeoff config. Ice protection is gonna be on. What? If the takeoff temperature is 8, why is the limit 5? Let's go ahead and get windows on and engine. Okay, that's inhibited. That's okay for now, I guess. Maybe we have to say no? Okay. Okay. All right, quick pass. We want to get this on. Good, good. Okay, cross bleed on. Let's do quick fire test.
Fire.
Smoke. Enunciators. Okay. And then stall.
Stall.
And ice.
Stall.
Okay,
Stall.
we'll do that later. This is all good. Auto.
Stall.
Okay, altitude. I think we were cleared to 4,000. I have such a hard time in this particular plane. Squawk was 6252. And we're gonna go on now, so that's like ground mode. Okay, departure's on 1193 and ground is on 1219. We're already on that, and tower's gonna be 1183. Just jot those down in case we need them when we don't have them. Parking brake is on, that is correct. Let's double check these. Keflavík ground, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray is ready to taxi with information Oscar.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, runway 10 taxi via Sierra 1, hold short of runway 01.
Taxied runway 10 via Sierra 1, hold short of runway 01, 0 Delta X-ray. Alright, we are taxi approved. We need to get the rest of these lights on. Engines are all good. Flaps are at 1. Trim needs to be set. And map zoomed in just a little bit. No, that's actually okay. Alright, and then up here we're going to put our checklist. Let's just run through. Emergency lights, fuel quantities are good, thrust levers, brakes we're about to get off. We didn't use a GPU, batteries are okay. Engine takeoff data, landing field elevation, takeoff speeds, transponder is on ground. Altimeters, we're at 1021. Okay, flight controls are free and correct. Trims are set, flaps are set, external lights are ready for where we are. That's trim and flap information. I'm going to try and get into doing that maybe next time. We'll try and pick the exact right match. Okay, so this is our hold short line. Alright, up here we want to put the status. We have a very dirty cabin right now. Even though I cleaned it, I don't know why it starts off dirty when I clean it. Okay, these are all set. Our temperatures are actually a little warm. Cabin pressurization is all good. Alright, off we go. Let's get brake off. Okay, just check the brakes. Check our steering. Alright, that's all good. So taking off 10. We're going via I don't understand how they think we're going to go Sierra 1. Because it's like Sierra 1, Sierra 2, Sierra 3, Sierra 4, but we're going to go that way. So we're going to take a right here, come down and go up and around. This cockpit feels a little bit, I mean, I'm not claustrophobic, but it's a little tight, right? Ah, we got our helpful taxi arrows up. So somewhat confirmation we're going the right way. Now, normally when I've been taxiing in this plane, it has not been like you get it going and then you go to idle and it rolls pretty well. Right now, it's making me run the engines. Frequent flyer knows what's up. Why is it so hot? Alright, we're hold short at runway 01 right up here. Okay, before takeoff. Don't forget your before takeoff. I don't know why, but I like to just roll right on the runway and they go, oh yeah, I need to do all this stuff. See, we're slowing down again. It's weird. Could be wind, but we're going a different direction now.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, cross runway 01, then continue taxi via Sierra 4.
Ah, that explains it. Cross runway 01, then continue Sierra 2, Sierra 3, Sierra 4, Phenom 0 Delta X-ray.
Approaching runway 1.
So in the US, it would just be runway 1, but here it's runway 01. Kind of nice they've got that difference.
Approaching runway 1.
So I don't have any ice indicated yet, assuming my ice detector is working. And I'm gonna need to set this plane up for anti-ice toggle. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. Okay, we've got a little bit of throttle in there, and we're hanging out at 16 knots. I'll lower it a little bit, see if we can hang out at 15. Guess not. Oh, I can't use the touch controller. I can't use this touch controller to control the checklist. That's a bummer. I guess I could do the other one. Let's see, we can go weather.
Wheeling 6013, push approved, expect taxi shortly.
Push and start approved, Wheeling 6013.
Map. Okay, I'm gonna get tower dialed in 1183. If you can make it out, it's dialed in down there now. Alright, now we're accelerating too much. I wish when you popped out the display, it had the little extra controls on the bottom. I need to be able to click my checklist on my phone.
Wheeling 6013, runway 10 taxi via November 4, Mike Kilo 4.
Runway 10 taxi via November 4, Mike Kilo 4, Wheeling 6013.
go ahead and turn transponder on auto.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, contact tower on 118.3.
Tower on 118.3, 0 Delta X-ray. Alright, this is 10 at Sierra 4.
Approaching runway 10.
Takeoff okay. CAS messages are good. We're gonna go ahead. I think I'm gonna leave those on. I don't know. Fasten seatbelt signs are on. Yaw dampener is currently off. Auto throttles are off. Don't have any actually. Transponder is set. TCAS is set along with it. Passengers advise. Lights as required. That's going to be landing lights and strobes on. Tower Phenom 750 Delta X-ray is holding short, runway 10, ready for departure.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Keflavík Tower, runway 10, wind 080 at 12, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 10, 0 Delta X-ray. Alright. We're gonna leave these on and hope that's the right thing to do. Why is it so hot in here? Alright, landing gear lever is ready to come up. Flaps will come up shortly thereafter. We're on flaps 1. And then we will reduce the thrust levers as well.
On runway 10 remaining. 9,800 feet.
Oh, drifting off here a little bit. Come on. There's a rotate. And flaps up. And reduce thrust levers. Alright, flaps are up. Let's go heading mode, flight level change.
X-ray, contact departure.
Going to departure, 0 Delta X-ray. Departure Phenom 750 Delta X-ray is with you at 2,500, climbing 4,000.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Keflavík departure identified, climb flight level 120.
Climb. Flight level 120, 0 Delta X-ray. Alright, autopilot on. Yaw dampener is thus on. We're gonna go vertical speed. Not down, you goofball, dial up. Alright, let's get that 120 dialed in. Much better than prior ones. All right, we're a little less than possible climb.
0 Delta X-ray, climb flight level 210.
Climb flight level 210, 0 Delta X-ray. All right, flight level change it is. Let's let it sort that out before we slowly increase the throttles here. All right, landing gear is what? Somehow the landing gear did not come up. It's up now. Flaps are up. Thrust levels are climb. We don't have an auto throttle. Speed selectors, FMS. Altimeters are all good. Yaw dampeners on. We're waiting for 10,000 feet. Okay, I thought I was doing so well, and apparently I forgot the gear. I swear I thought I've hit the gear lever though. All right, there's 10,000. We're gonna leave fastest seatbelt signs on for a little longer.
Climb flight level 280.
Dear guest Jesus, now that we're comfortably above 10,000 feet, you may use your approved electronic devices in flight mode. Our cabin service will begin shortly, so sit back and enjoy the ride with Emerald Skies Airlines. And for those keen to stay connected, our onboard Wi-Fi is now available.
Let's get to a little weather radar action here. You know, they never told us to turn or anything. I'm just gonna assume that we're going to do that now. I was waiting for them to tell us, but I'm just gonna go direct PIXUM. I guess they just expected me to stay on the departure.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, contact Reykjavik control on 128.2.
Reykjavik control on 128.2, 0 Delta X-ray. All right, now we're gonna get this anti-icing on. It's inhibited, it says. We're gonna go standard, standard, standard. Okay, we're gonna give that ice a little bit to clear off here. Temperatures are looking better. We're still kind of warm, but we're okay. I don't know if it's because this is the black one or whatever, but... And why can't I do anything in my cabin? I can't clean the cabin. Okay, we need to get... We're going to 280 now. I Do like having the screen space for the checklist. Alright, everything's looking good here. We're just going to go ahead and full screen the map. I think we're above the weather, so. I should have stayed on the departure. I don't know what I was doing. All right, let me get this ice off. Let's clear that. Seems pretty calm. We'll get seatbelt signs off. Oh, I bet if I turned off the seatbelt signs, I could have cleaned the cabin earlier. Wow, someone made a beeline for the bathroom. Are you going to clear us all the way up? We have a white cast message and I'm not sure what it means. Engine no dispatch. Engine not cleared for dispatch. That is really, really helpful. I'm so glad that they explain that dispatch means dispatch.
Jesus. Now that we're soaring high and steady, the cabin crew will begin our snack and beverage service. Be sure to try our signature Emerald Skies Irish Cream Liqueur or the freshly brewed Dublin Gold Tea. Both absolute favourites. After the service, selected treasures from the Emerald Skies shop will be available for you to browse. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey with Emerald Skies Airlines.
GPWS available.
That may not have been what I meant to do. But I think we might have a dead battery. I don't know. According to that, it should be okay. Love the toilet flush sound. Nobody's hungry or thirsty yet, according to this. I don't think this is working right, though. I just have this feeling that it's not quite there yet. I started kind of designing out a mini game version of cabin comfort. I don't know why this is not working right. Like, we're way up high and it's very cold. We should be able to get the temperature down to whatever they want. I don't understand why it's staying hot. And I'm willing to accept I'm doing something wrong, except there aren't very many controls for that, really. There's an odd difference in temperature between these two as well. Now those have come way down from where they were. I don't know what people consider the ideal temperature. I like 72 or maybe like 73. Now these shot way back up. We're very close to Barber Pole here. Let's pull back to closer to cruise and see what happens.
AKIVO Control, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, evening, maintaining flight level 280.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Reykjavik Control identified. Good evening. Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, climb and maintain flight level 450.
Climb and maintain flight level 450. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, contact Iceland Oceanic on 136.59er, squawk 2000.
Contacting Iceland Oceanic on 136.59, squawk 2000, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Iceland Oceanic departure, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Good evening. Climbing through flight level 280 for flight level 450.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Iceland Oceanic departure identified. Welcome in.
Okay, if we stayed in this energy state, we would end up short on fuel, but I mean, we're not going to. We're gonna level out here in a bit. I wonder if this has any other fuel projection kind of systems. Nope. Too bad it doesn't have the trip planning one. Alright, we're going to Stornoway, runway 18. Landing flaps full. Ice off. Did it lose my settings? Because I thought I'd set a higher speed climb. 250 knots, oh. What, right now we're at 0.7. Now we should be able to go to FMS. Let's see if this will climb us all the way to 45,000 even. Let's pick up the weather at Stornoway. We're at Foxtrot. Let's see, winds 217. And visibility 10. Scattered at 700, broken at 1300. Overcast at 2000, so that's not good. Temperature 12, QNH 1021. So we've already got that dialed in. Departing and arriving runway 18. Cabin altitude's coming up on 5,000 feet. Delta P 9.3. Landing field elevation 8. It's looking good. Alright, we're now looking at 500 pounds remaining, even climbing still. So I think we're going to be fine. We're 1 hour en route. So 39 minutes to this waypoint, and then 20 for our turn to final. Why does this say runway 18 has an ILS? I bet it's not an ILS. Okay, that's 224. What in the heck? Okay, I think this is the missed approach. One 1119, that's correct. Oh, we're still climbing at a good 1,000 feet per minute. Alright, we got 4 passengers asleep now. They seem happier when they're asleep. There's nothing I can do. The lavatory is available. Wi-Fi is on. What do you want? Okay, we're coming in on 1-8. Well, alphas are up here, Charlies are down here, Bravos are in this area, so I guess we'll know from that. I don't think I've dropped an FBO here. Oh, one thing we need to do. Move that. That's why our fuel was showing so low. I was wondering why showing low when we're kind of at steady state, but yeah. I don't want to fly to the airport and then back out to the approach, so. Alright, 25 minutes left in this leg. I did not mean to do that. You have the comms?
I've got the comms covered.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, contact Shanwick Oceanic on 127.65. Squawk 2000.
Contacting Shanwick Oceanic on 127.65. Squawk 2000. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Shanwick Oceanic departure. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Good evening with you, flight level 450.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Shanwick Oceanic departure identified. Good evening. Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, prepare to descend in roughly 10 minutes. Feel free to ask if you'd like it sooner.
Preparing to descend in approximately 10 minutes. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
I'm going to have to figure out what clicking this might be so I can bind it on my device. That way I can click through the checklist.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray. When you're ready to begin your descent, descend flight level 310.
Descending flight level 310 when ready. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, descend flight level 310, Pacific power.
Descending flight level 310, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, contact Scottish Control on 119.875, squawk 4337.
Contacting Scottish Control on 119.875, squawk 4337, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
That one's messed up.
Scottish Control, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Good evening, flight level 450 for flight level 310.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Scottish Control identified. Good evening.
Jesus! Ladies and gentlemen, we have left our cruising altitude and have started our approach to Stornoway. Please return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts tightly. The use of lavatories is no longer allowed at this time. Thank you for your cooperation and enjoy the rest of the flight with Emerald Skies Airlines.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, descend flight level 040, maintain present heading, vectors for the localizer runway 18 approach.
Descending flight level 040, maintaining present heading, vectors for the localizer runway 18 approach. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
So my understanding is that when you click this, it should not turn this off. So I'm thinking that one of the batteries is maybe dead, because it does isolate. Besides, although I would think the generator would have run it too. I don't know. Pressurization is coming down, LFE is good. Update our data. I don't know, are we gonna need ice protection? I guess not. It's been an hour 47 already. I thought this was going to be a short flight. Lands at 212. Well, now I'm getting arrival departing runway 24. What did they say? Runway 18. Scottish Control, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Can we switch to the runway 24 approach?
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, runway 24 approach not available. Expect runway 18 localizer approach.
Dang it. That's going to be like the worst possible crosswind. Scottish Control, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. I'm showing on the ATIS that the departing and arriving runways are 24. So we're chasing that top of descent down, but that's okay. Slowly catching up to it. I wonder why it doesn't have a VS required. means we're within 1 minute. Wow, the winds are crazy right now. 93 knot crosswind.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, 21 miles from FF18. Turn left heading 135, descend altitude 2,000 feet until established on the localizer. Cleared for the localizer runway 18 approach, QNH 1020.
Turning left heading 135. Descend altitude 2,000 feet until established on the localizer. Cleared for the localizer runway 18 approach, QNH 1020. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Delta X-ray, contact Stornoway approach on 125.39er.
Contacting Stornoway approach on 125.39. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Stornoway approach, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Good evening, descending flight level 180 for 2000.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Stornoway approach identified. Good evening.
I messed up.
Jesus! Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on our final approach into Stornoway. Please turn off all electronic devices and stow them safely away until we have arrived at the gate. Make sure your tray tables are up, your seats are in the full upright position, and your seatbelts are securely fastened. My fellow crew members, Siobhan, Liam, Fiona and Cian, are checking to ensure everyone is seated and buckled in tight. The weather in Stornoway is a bit breezy, with winds at 200 degrees and 14 knots, visibility good, and a few clouds around. We have no gate assigned yet, so please remain seated and ready for arrival. Thanks for flying Emerald Skies Airlines, and hold on tight for the landing. Jesus!
Okay, I'm gonna make a executive decision here that we need to loop back this way just a little bit. Alright, gear down, flaps 1, flaps 2, flaps 3,
high speed, high speed, high speed, high speed, high speed, high speed,
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, contact Stornoway Tower on 119.48.
Contacting Stornoway Tower on 119.48. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Stornoway
Sync
Tower,
rate.
Phenom 750
Sync rate.
Delta X-ray. Good evening. Established on the localizer runway 18 approach.
Vertical track.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Stornoway Tower, roger, continue approach runway 18. Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, runway 18, winds 200 at 14, clear to land.
Runway 18, cleared to land. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
All right, let's get this puppy back on track here. Flaps full, gear is down and locked, 3 greens on the display.
Approaching runway 18.
This is going to be a disaster.
100.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's call this a go around. Let's go gear up.
Gear. 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 Gear.
Flaps coming up.
Gear. High speed.
God dang it.
High speed. High speed. High speed. High speed.
Alright, let's go. Heading selector, autopilot on, vertical speed here. Let's climb up to 4,000. Okay, we're climbing out here. Okay. Stornoway Tower, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. We're doing a go around.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, execute missed approach procedure. Contact departure on 125.39er.
Executing missed approach. Contacting departure on 125.39. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Unknown. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Good evening. Climbing through 2,500.
The heck is that? Departure, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. We have gone missed and we're circling back around.
Departure, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Good evening, maintaining flight level 040.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, departure roger, maintain present altitude and continue approach.
Maintaining present altitude and continuing approach. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Continuing approach. What's weird is I don't see anything on here.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, maintain flight level 040, turn left heading 335, vectors for the localizer runway 18 approach.
Maintaining flight level 040, turning left heading 335 for vectors to the localizer runway 18 approach. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Altitude 3,000 feet.
Descending to 3,000 feet. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
That approach loaded all screwed up. I had no idea what it was doing. Tried to correct for it, but was not able. We will try again. I think lights are all good, right? We're going to try this one since it's at least loaded correctly.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, 9 miles from FF18. Turn right heading 155, descend altitude 2,000 feet until established on the localizer. Cleared for the localizer runway 18 approach.
Turning right heading 155, descending to 2,000 feet until established on the localizer. Cleared for the localizer runway 18 approach. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
What we're going to actually do is just, I think what I'm actually going to do is activate approach. Activate approach. And nav. And let's slow down. Well, let's try not to overspeed things this time. I thought 170 was the the lowest speed, but it clearly is not. At least 160 is. I somehow missed that in previous attempts. Okay, activate approach mode. Alright, lighting's done, passengers, cross feed off. Altimeter set, windshield heat I think is on, yes. Alright, let's go flaps 1. Flaps 2.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, contact Stornoway Tower on 119.48.
119.48.
Switching to Stornoway Tower on 119.48. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Vertical
Stornoway
track.
Tower, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Good evening. Established on the localizer runway 18 approach.
Okay.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Stornoway Tower, roger, continue approach runway 18.
This is going to be brutal. Okay. About to intercept the glide path. Gonna go geared down. Why did we not catch the glide path?
Autopilot.
Okay, flaps.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, continue approach.
And look how far off we are there.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, runway 18, winds 200 at 14, clear to land.
Clear to land runway 18, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
So if I wanted to try to align with the runway, I would need like that much yaw. Like this plane does not want to fly like this. Can't do it. I'm just gonna try to kick it over at the last minute here.
500.
I think I've lowered my sensitivity too much because it was way oversensitive. So now I have very little control. It's very fine control. All right. Alright, spoilers are out. Cool.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, taxi to parking at your discretion. Stay with me.
Taxi to parking at our discretion, staying with you. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Jesus! Welcome to Stornoway, folks. Did you know this charming town is famous for its Harris tweed, hand-woven right here in the Outer Hebrides? As we taxi to our gate, please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until we reach the final parking position. On behalf of your flight crew, thank you for flying with Emerald Skies Airlines. The local time here in Stornoway is 11:39 p.m. Upcoming connections: Flight 2308 to Glasgow, departing at 7:30 p.m. from Gate 5. Enjoy your time in this beautiful city.
Approaching runway 36.
Alright, flaps coming up. Strobes off. Landing lights off. Transponder to ground. See, it says the main apron is up here. Doesn't look like much though. I guess we could park here, or we could park over by that other building. Or we should do that. We'll just park over in front of here. Alright, parking brake. Not
Mike
working.
Kilo Bravo Yankee, ready to taxi.
Golf Mike Kilo Bravo Yankee, runway 18 taxi at your discretion.
Runway 18 taxi, our discretion. Golf Mike Kilo Bravo Yankee.
Welcome to your destination. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings. Thank you for choosing to fly with us today.
Golf Mike Kilo Bravo Yankee, ready for straight out departure.
Golf Mike Kilo Bravo Yankee, winds 210 at 13, runway 18, cleared for takeoff.
18 cleared for takeoff. Golf Mike Kilo Bravo Yankee, thanks.
Okay, seatbelt signs off. This is all off. I'll leave this on. This can come off. There's the van. Right, everybody's off. Luggage unloading. They should do
Golf Mike Kilo Bravo Yankee, when
sounds
ready,
for
contact
these.
departure.
Over to departure. Golf Mike Kilo Bravo Yankee.
You could do luggage sounds easily. People getting on and off. Unloading. Let's see, what did we got? We got a decent enough score. We got a butter landing.
Golf Sierra Echo X-Ray Oscar, runway 18 taxi at your discretion.
Runway 18 taxi, our discretion. Golf Sierra Echo X-Ray Oscar.
See, that goes off. Hold to cut out, that's that one. Emergency lights off. We get taxi lights off too. Whoops. Okay.
GPWS system failure.
You know, I don't think I've put this door up out here yet. How do you close the door? I'm clicking all over the place here. That will take me inside. Yeah, that's inside. Can you really not open, I mean, close the door
Golf
from
Sierra
out
Echo
here?
X-Ray Oscar, contact departure.
To close door, something, something, something. Nope. Nope. Dang it. Okay. All right, well, that'll work. So you would think you would click on that, but maybe through here? Or that, or something. Really? Nope. Okay, I gotta watch a video, see if it's possible. Alright, well, I can't believe we made it on the ground there. I was really worried about that. A little bit of a brutal crosswind for me. But we made it, we're here. Thanks for joining, we'll catch you next time on the next leg. Bye-bye.